Hi, this is Summer with Summer's Tips and Stitches, and in this video I'm going to be talking about a new baby sweater pattern that I found. I don't want to say I found it. Somebody else found it, recommended it. So it was actually Bella Coco. I don't want to say follow. I like her Facebook group. She's got a Facebook group because she was separate from Crochet Society. She was her own thing before that. So I've always followed her on Facebook and YouTube. And she posted this super cute baby sweater that she was making with some fancy British yarn. The colors were gorgeous. And so she had said, I'm finishing up this pattern or something. I'm going to make one in a larger size. And in the description, she linked the designer and the pattern and the yarn. So I plugged away and I found the information. I, of course, in the description will link the YouTube video because she does a tutorial. She does a tutorial for the newborn size. And then she has a link in her description for the written pattern where she makes it for bigger sizes, okay? So I'll give you the link. It's called a Mini Granny Stitch Top-Down Raglan Crochet Sweater for Babies and Kids. And it's from MJ's Off the Hook Designs, which I'm going to be honest, I've never heard of her before. It is American, even though Bella Coco, aka Sarah Jane, recommended this. It is in American stitches. So she says double crochet, and we do the double crochet because I think British folks call the double crochet single crochet. No, they call their single crochet double crochet. All right, so I know it's American. Now I ended up using this yarn right here, not this specific color. I bought two of these. Actually, I bought one and one was given to me, and I made a video about it quite a while ago. This is from Knit Pals, and this is called Tweed Twinkles. They gave me one color, and I loved it so much I bought another one. And when you order it, and I'll put a link in the description, I also might link the video where I talk about this yarn. This is how it comes. This is how much you get. I don't remember off the top of my head how much this was. I want to say like 20. Maybe 20 something, but you know what, price has gone up because I have had this in my hoard for a couple years now because I bought it for the 4th grade teacher when his wife was having a baby, and last year, so this is probably like 2 years old. I've hoarded this up for 2 years. But anyway, I'll put a link. I did order it off of Amazon, and when I was given, Knit Pals had contacted me and said, hey, will you review this yarn, blah blah blah. I ordered the free one from them, if you will, off of Amazon, and then I used the link and bought another one. Okay, this is a purple one, and then there's also a pink one. Well, there's other colors, but I bought purple and pink. So I'm going to show you my sweater. I have made raglan sweaters before, but it's usually just double crochets, basic. In fact, I was looking for the one I made already, and so I'm going to insert a picture of that probably at the end of the video, so you can just kind of refresh your mind on the baby sweaters that I have been making, or just look through my videos. This, I love it. I loved it in the colors Bella Coco made, and I love it in this tweed. This is Tweed Twinkle. This is a pink color. Of course, it doesn't, I don't think it says the actual color on here. I think it just has numbers, or, this is 87 yards are in one of these little skeins. It's 79% acrylic, 21% polyester, and it says you can use a hook from anywhere from 375 to 4.5. Now, this is made with DK yarn. The pattern is written for DK yarn, and this is DK yarn, and this is the newborn side. I just love it. I love the little sleeves. I love how the sleeves are made so much better than my other sweater pattern. My other sweater pattern, I would do the whole body, and then when we get to the sleeves, I would just cringe. And it's so perfect. I just love it. Have I told you I love this sweater? I love the cuffs, and I learned a new technique. I've never done this before, and I'm in love with this technique. So this is made from, after you've gone your rounds, you chain 6, and then you half double crochet in the back loop, back and forth. You make this and then you slip stitch to the rim of the sweater. Look at how cute it is, you guys. I'm probably gonna make a million of these. I can't tell you. I love this pattern more than I love Ross's knitted hat, which obviously I make hundreds of Ross's hats. Probably have made nearly 500 of Ross's hats. So now I was going through my hoard trying to find some DK yarns that I could use in my horn, because DK is actually my favorite size of yarn, so I have quite a bit, rather than ordering the British ones that Bella Coco used. So anyway, this is my raglan sweater. Now, the two things I'm going to tell you in the video, I'm going to talk a little bit about her tutorial, and then I'm going to talk to you about some yarns that you could use that are DK, and then I'm going to talk to you about a size adjustment. Now, I will say her videos are very clear. For the most part, I would say you're able to see her hands like 85% of the time. There are a few times when she is holding her yarn in a way that if you need to see them stitch by stitch, there's a few times where she doesn't hold it in the way that you can see, which is fine. I was able to manage it. But if you're someone that needs to see every movement they're doing, there's a few times in here where you just have to rely on her words. Secondly, she states out in the beginning of her tutorial that you need to know how to crochet. This is definitely not a beginner where she explains to you stitch by stitch. You know what I mean? Where like insert the hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through two, pull through two. She does not do that jazz. She just says double crochet in the next stitch. The other thing, so if you are a beginner crochet and have barely done anything, this is not the pattern for you to follow for a tutorial. You need to have some basic crocheting skills. Obviously, the main stitches you use are slip stitch and double crochet and single crochet, so they're basic. And the basic creation of this, I would say, is really easy to follow. So, I mean, you could muddle through it, but there were a couple times where I had to be like, wait, what? And that was with the beginning of the yoke. After you do the brim, and this one you do your technical way, 6 single crochets and a long strip, and you join it. And then you, which is the part I hate the most, you just try to poke it in there somewhere to get your stitches around it. That very first setup row of double crochets and V-stitch, I had to pull that out 2 times to really listen to what she was saying and trying my best to follow along stitch by stitch, because yeah, it wasn't confusing, but you need to stay focused. You can't be watching something else in the background or having your kids chat. The other thing that I noticed is when you're doing this, I'm going to pull out my clover hooks. You need to use 2 different size hooks. You need to use, this you use for all the trims, the neck, the wrist, or the cuffs, if you will. And then you do the bulk of it in a 4.5. Now, because I am a tight crocheter, today I'm going to make another one, and I'm going to jump the hook sizes up to 4.5 and a 5. Because I still feel like this is a little tight. And after doing the number of rows, I want to say 48, and being very specific to count the 48, she then says that the neck has to measure 10.5 inches, and I was not at 10.5 inches. So then I added a couple more rows, which is where I think I kind of got a little confused with this setup. In order to get it to 10.5 inches, I added more rows, which meant then I had more stitches. So I had to go through and kind of fudge it a little bit to kind of get me to the 48. So there's a little bit of playing around with that. So in my case, I know that I'm going to need to bump up my hooks because my tension is tighter than hers, which I could see from the way I hold my hook and the way she does. I'm like, girl, you need to loosen up. Me. So, yeah, I think that following the tutorial, you need to have skills. You need to know. You need to be able to focus on that. Once this first setup row gets done, it's just pretty much smooth sailing. It's the basic granny. You know, I call this a granny stitch. So it is really cute, really adorable. I love it. I love it in the tweed. I'm going to make a purple tweed as well. I'm thinking about giving this and making matching hats and donating it to my school's auction. So give it a shot. Now, like I said, her tutorial is for the newborn size. She has the written pattern for the other sides. I haven't even looked at the written pattern yet to see if it's easy to read or follow, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably not gonna make it in a bigger size. Now, I have been debating how could I make this bigger, because I do think it's a little tight. I'm afraid that mine might be too tight because I am a tight crocheter. I decided, one, I'm gonna bump up my hook sizes, but then the other thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this with the newborn sizes, with the original hooks, with worsted weight yarn. And then I'm gonna see how that changes. Cause you know, just like an amigurumi, if you make it in a bigger yarn, it comes out bigger. So I'm gonna try that as well before I start fiddling around with trying other patterns. But I looked at this and I just love it. It's so adorable. Now, I'm guessing it doesn't get much bigger because the pattern says kids. So this is, unless you're a very small adult woman. Okay, so the other yarn that I was thinking about doing this with was, I bought this Stitchin' Studio by Nicole Bamboo yarn. This is a DK yarn. I'm gonna see, to me it looks very girly, so I was gonna try to do it in some different shades to see if I could get away with giving this to someone who has a baby boy. But I really like that. This is a really nice yarn. It's DK yarn. I also have this yarn left over from a very long time ago. The Proper Pineapple did a birthday surprise shawl. I believe it was her birthday surprise shawl, where it was a crochet along, where each week she would release a different section, and I ordered my yarn from Paintbox. Now, it was so long ago. I do have the little, sometimes I get really smart and I poke inside of here when I ball these up what they are. So this bright pink is a paintbrush DK. And again, I don't know if it has the actual color on it. Oh no, color 156. So I'm not going to take all these out to tell you the colors. But this is the leftover. I have 3 or 4 of these left over from that shawl, and I thought, like, isn't that bright? This is actually probably too bright for this one, but we'll see. And oh, the other thing I was going to tell you was how many of these little cakes, these little skeins, did it take to make the baby sweater. 2 full skeins of this. And again, this is 87 yards or 50 gram balls. And then this much left of the third. So maybe 2.5 skeins of, or 2.5 of the 50 gram balls, which would be 125 grams. Look at that math. Yeah, so that's about how much yarn it took. Or if you want, you could do math. 87 plus 87, 174 plus half of the 87. Yeah, 220 or 30 yards to make this tiny little baby sweater. And then another yarn, this is actually another Bella Coco yarn. This is the Kaleidoscope DK, 100 gram balls. Now, I am not going to have enough of this to make another baby sweater. I have a half one up there. But this is also, this would make a nice fuzzy, soft baby sweater. So yeah, that is like my new obsession. I'm like jazzed up, ready to go, ready to make a bunch of these sweaters. I made this sweater in 2 sittings. I started it the night before last, and at that point, all I had gotten done was the collar and the part up until where you would join for the sleeves. So I had just gotten that first part, because right here, that's when you kind of pinch together the part for the sleeve. And so yesterday, actually, I came and I joined the part together for the sleeve, and then I made this part down that goes down here, and that bottom collar, and both sleeves. So it was 2 sittings, probably took about 3 hours. I do have big kids, so I'm able to sit down here for an hour and a half to 2 hours without a lot of people bugging me. I mean, I have a few little conversations here and there, but I'm not having to get up and change a diaper or do something. You know what I mean? Or get someone a drink. All my people can do that stuff. So it's really nice. I love this sweater. I've always loved making baby sweaters. To begin with, that is my favorite thing. Baby sweaters, baby blankets, baby booties, baby hats. But this is a cute sweater. The other sweater pattern I make doesn't join, or it doesn't go, like this one is completely pull over their head. The other one I make is always open in the front. I have to find buttons, and I just wish I had a newborn baby to try this on. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. So anyway, that is it. That's my new obsession, is this baby sweater. I love it. I can't wait. I have like 3 or 4 of them planned out here. And then, like I said, I want to try to jump it up a size by using bigger hooks and by doing the worsted weight. Because I mean, newborn babies are tiny. I'm talking about, you know what, a good chunky 3 or 4 month old. I mean, even Jaren was, as my newborn baby, was 1 ounce shy of 9 pounds. So he skipped newborn clothes and went right to the 3-month clothes. He was a chunky little guy. So I just wanted to make it a little bigger. But yeah, this is my new favorite pattern. I love it. I'm going to print it out because I've been burned by that kind of stuff before, where I lose the pattern, the video gets taken down or something. So thank you so much to MJ for making this great tutorial, Bella for sharing it. I love it, and I hope you guys are able to follow the links in the description to find the tutorial. And then if you wanted to order this Tweed Twinkle from Knit Pal, or any other really cute DK yarn that you know of, you know, use that. And then let's see what happens with the worsted weight. All right, thanks for watching and subscribing. Thanks for liking and sharing my videos. And until the next video, happy crafting. Bye.